Welcome to today's episode. I want to begin with a question that haunts me and perhaps should haunt us all. What happens when justice disappears from a society? When violence becomes a public spectacle and silence becomes the norm? Today, we revisit a horrifying incident that took place not in some lawless jungle, but in the heart of our capital, Old Dhaka. A man named Shohag, known locally as Lal Chand, was beaten to death in broad daylight in front of Mitford Hospital, not by accident, not in secrecy, but with confidence, celebration, and the certainty that nothing will happen to the killers. And we, the people, watched. Some with phones, some with fear, but few with courage. This episode isn't just about Shohag. It's about all of us, about a nation standing at the edge of moral collapse, where brutality could very well become the new normal unless we act now. If there is no justice, this brutality will become the new normal, where there should be light. There now seems to be fear. In the heart of Dhaka, in Old Dhaka, a place once known for its rich history, vibrant culture, and colorful life, brutality has taken root as a new reality. A man named Shohag, known locally as Lal Chand, a scrap trader by profession, was beaten to death with concrete blocks in broad daylight, right in front of the Mitford Hospital gate. This act of savagery was not just the end of a life, but perhaps the death of our collective conscience. His wife, Laki Akhtar, kept asking, how could anyone kill a man so brutally? Her voice trembled, eyes wide with fear, and lips pressed with helpless grief. She doesn't just demand the death penalty for the killers. She pleads that no other child should be forced to grow up without a father because of such savagery. Even describing the incident is almost unbearable. Shohag was dragged out of his shop, beaten with sharp weapons and iron rods. People nearby watched silently. No one stopped him. Later, he was taken to gate number 3 of Mitford Hospital, where his body was crushed with heavy concrete blocks. His clothes were stripped off, and his lifeless body was left naked in the street. The attackers then stood over his body and celebrated. We didn't just read about it, we watched the horrifying footage. Is this the same city where students once marched in the streets, chanting, "No more injustice"? Is this the same city where just a year ago people stood tall in the face of bullets and demanded the fall of autocracy? Now the question is, where are those people today? Why do they remain silent now when a man is being murdered with rocks in public? Have they grown tired? Or has society become so accustomed to violence that such sins no longer disturb them? In this country, to do business, you need political backing, extortion, and accept territorial boundaries. Shohag was expanding his business, but on his own terms, without bowing to the syndicate that made his rivals angry. They threatened him, locked up his warehouse, demanded money. He refused, and that refusal cost him his life. Reports suggest both Shohag and his killers were involved in politics at different times. During the Awami League regime, Awami League government, Shohag allegedly operated under the protection of a local ruling party figure. After the regime change, he aligned with Jubodal. The main accused, Mahmudul Hassan Mohin, claims to be a Jubodal leader and was reportedly vying to be general secretary of the party's Chowk Bazar unit. There are allegations against him of collecting extortion from local businesses and even manipulating hospital staff recruitment through bribery. Power changes in this country, but the nature of crime doesn't. Criminals shift loyalties, change their political colors and banners. But what doesn't change is the culture of extortion, violence, and the confidence that they will never face consequences. On the same day, another gruesome murder took place in Khulna's Daulatpur area. Former Jubadal leader Mahbubur Rahman was shot, had his tendons slashed in front of his home. He had earlier gone viral for brandishing a machete during a violent incident at Khulna University of Engineering and Technology, Quet. The party leader expelled him. Some say that incident led to his death. Others believe local tough words were to blame. But the grim reality remains. Once a political figure loses utility, they become a vulnerable target. In Chatpur, after Jummah prayers, an imam was attacked with a machete inside a mosque. The attacker accused him of giving an offensive sermon and labeled him a blasphemer. It's as if the state, society, and justice system have collapsed. Personal interpretations now dictate who lives and who dies. So, how does the state respond to such events? Lawyer Bazar Asif Nazrul stated that Shohag's murder case would be tried in a speedy tribunal. Police said they have arrested 4 suspects and are looking for more. Several accused have been expelled from Jubo Dal and Chhatro Dal. Yet there is a little comfort in these statements. Expulsion doesn't equal justice. It's more about damage control. And even when trials begin in this country, they rarely finish. It's time to ask some serious questions. Has politics become a haven for murderers? Are the major parties using criminals simply to secure power? If that's true, then the road to power is being paved with blood and terror. Another terrifying dimension is the silence of the people. In the viral footage, we saw countless bystanders. Some are filming, others taking photos, but no one stepped in to help, not even hospital staff. What have we become? Is self-preservation the only instinct left? How have we become so numb? If the state, government, political parties, and society do not take exemplary action now, then this brutality will become the new normal. There will be more shohak, more lifeless bodies will be left bleeding in the streets while people walk by indifferent. Some will laugh, others will record videos, a few will hit like, and many will simply scroll past. Is this the future we want? Is this the vision we had for a better Bangladesh? Look at Shwak's children. They're orphans now just for being born here. If the state fails to deliver justice, it won't just be the murder of one man. It will be the collapse of people's sense of safety, belief in justice, and hope for the future. The July uprising gave us hope. It said, we want change. But if that change only replaces one government with another, without moral and human transformation, then we are simply trading one nightmare for another. Shohag was not just a man. He represented a society where love, justice, and community have been replaced by fear, extortion, and violence. Killing him was not just an act of murder. It was the assassination of our ethics, our systems, and our humanity. There is still time. If justice is not delivered now, If criminals are not held accountable, the future will only get darker and bloodier. Are we prepared for that? Or will we stop this path of barbarity right here, right now? What kind of country are we becoming? Where mobs rule the streets, political thugs wear new colors every few years, and bystanders film murder instead of stopping it. Sohag is gone. His children are fatherless. His wife is broken. And yet, the real tragedy is that we may forget him in a week unless we refuse to let this be the new normal. Justice must not be delayed. It must not be symbolic. It must be real, visible, and swift. Otherwise, we are only paving the way for more Sohag to die and more of us to live in fear. If you feel disturbed, angry, and helpless after listening, good. That means your conscience is still alive. Now the question is, what will you do with it? Until next time, take care of each other and take a stand, because silence is no longer neutral, it's dangerous.